Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cheat Code Jiu-Jitsu. Jeff here again. I've got a sneaky little armbar for you here today. People have commented in some of my previous videos, as well as people that I train with, that they find it unusual that I don't do a lot of arm attacks on the far arm, which I've explained several times. It's because I'm so short. Being able to really get good access to that far side arm for me can be difficult sometimes. This one actually is a near side arm bar. There's several different ways to attack the near side arm and get a good arm bar on it when you're in perfect side control, but this is one that I've had some pretty good success with. We just happened to be working on some stuff tonight here in class that led directly to this arm bar for me, so I was showing it a little bit, and it feeds into the position that I've been working on here, so I wanted to show this guy to you guys as well. Nice, sneaky little quick attack. I didn't used to do this one because I kept missing it and guys would get out, and then I realized a couple of key details that I had been missing before. So I'll share those with you. Hopefully this becomes a high percentage move for you as well. So we're in side control right now, and I don't have to set this up from perfect side control, but it helps. It's an easier way to get it. So I commented in my last couple of videos that I'm trying to kill Jiu-Jitsu 101. when I get into perfect side control, right? I want to slide in here. I've got the arm dry docked, and Jiu-Jitsu 101 says that he wants to turn into me, get that arm back down to the mat, and then, you know, do his attacks here. People don't want to turn away from you, because if they turn away from you, they're exposing their back. And there's back takes and all different kinds of nasty, awful things for him that happen from there. But when I get in here, let's say he's shutting my darts down, so I just don't have an option to do that. One of the common ways that I'll get him to turn is I'll just take a nice little grip on his shoulder and then turn his head to the side like that. You see, he just kind of naturally brought himself up a little bit. That works. There's a few different ways I can do it. But I set this arm bar up primarily when I'm really trying to drive this guy away from me and I want him to turn, but he's just not really turning a lot. He's only turning a little bit. So this is a good way. I'm driving, I'm trying to get this thing to work, but he's not turning very far. But one thing that I do see is when I've got this arm dry docked, I suddenly start to see this wrist appear. And when the wrist appears, this is the point where I go for the arm bar. Grab the wrist first. You'll see why in a minute, but this really helps, okay? When I grab this wrist, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna either post right here on this far hand at his hip, or I can post on the ground. I need to pop myself up, driving my hips into him. This comes in and then slides in with my toes back here behind his shoulder and my knee pushing forward like I'm trying to drive my knee up into his chin. Common mistake that I see with people going for this is they go ahead and they hook the arm like they're going for an arm bar. I don't have good enough control over his arm at this point to actually hit an arm bar. If I go right here, he's pulling that elbow straight back down and I'm not gonna get this. What I want instead is I want this wrist control, and I want to take this wrist and I want to slam it down over my thigh. This was the key that I was missing for a long time in making this work, is pushing it down over the thigh. It extends his arm out enough that it makes it really difficult for him to slam that arm down. The toes behind the shoulder make it really difficult for him to turn, and the fact that I'm grabbing, pulling, and turning here, it shuts down his hitchhiker escape. So it turns a lot of his escapes out. From here, this all stays in tight. I step this foot over his face, and now I'm in a really tight armbar position. Once I'm here, people fall back a lot of times. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I don't like falling back with arm bars unless I have to, because it's really good control if I catch everything perfectly, but if I missed anything, we're in a scramble. I'd rather leave my weight on top of the guy. So now, turn down towards his leg, pinch that all together, pull back, and it becomes a really super tight arm bar. And because my body weight never leaves him, he's pinned down the entire time. Perfect side control. Lift up, drive in, dry dock the arm. Grab the shoulder, turn him to the side. I'm trying to drive, He's not going anywhere. He's not turning for me. Reach back, grab the wrist. As soon as I've got the wrist, the arm bar is in play. Post, jump, slide the knee up. Keep the toes behind the shoulder, that'll keep him from turning down, and then just push that wrist down over top of my thigh. From here, step over the face. Don't do this loose. If I step over and I'm going loose here, he's gonna get the arm out. This comes in tight, and then I turn the knee down. He's already almost done with the arm bar right there. All I gotta do is just lean in, put a little bit of a squeeze on it, and it drives in. Just pay attention to where his thumb is. If you get his thumb turned all the way around, you may need to pull that back a little bit. If his thumb is around, I can usually still get it. I just need to keep everything super tight. Post. If I can post on top of him, this is even better because it helps to immobilize him. But I just try to never take the pressure off of him if I possibly can. Makes the arm bar a whole lot tighter. It's a nice little nasty, sneaky one, because again, a lot of people don't see that one coming. They see the far side arm bar coming, but they don't see the arm bar on the near side. So you can usually shoot that in. The wrist pin over my thigh is the key that I was missing for a long time. Once you get that in place, it's real hard for him to get his arm back. So play with that one. If you've got some other variations that you like to do from that position for arm bars, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you like to do. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.